Prevent car thefts with some simple tips.
Good news on Good Tacoma Water.
And teaching kids traffic safety.
These stories and more on Tacoma Report. Hi, I'm Laura Proctor.
And I'm Angie Foster. July is recognized as National Vehicle Theft Prevention Month. Stacey Ellifrit has more on ways that drivers can safeguard their vehicles and what to do if a vehicle disappears.
According to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, more than 1 million drivers fall victim to vehicle theft each year. The Tacoma Police Department would like to remind residents of some simple steps to help prevent vehicle theft.
Drivers can safeguard their vehicles against criminals in a lot of different ways. One, they can use locking devices, making sure that they lock their vehicles, using tracking devices such as LoJack or Apple AirTags, such things as steering wheel locking devices or boots. We've noticed people have been doing that. Locking your vehicle up in a secure garage is another way to help prevent auto theft.
Other means include having an alarm system installed, closing all windows, not leaving keys behind, and never leave a car running unattended. But what are some steps to take if a vehicle is stolen?
Call 911, have their information with regard to the car available at the time in which you're making the phone call. There are a lot of times in the past that people have had their car stolen, but they didn't have their license plate information available. So if they can have that information available when they call 911 to provide that to the call taker and the responding officer, it allows us to be able to recover the vehicle just that much quicker.
It's important to have the registered owner report the crime to the police. If a vehicle is found after it was reported stolen, contact the police before anyone drives it home.
So our recommendation is to anyone who's reported their vehicle as stolen and they happen to find their vehicle, please don't get into it. Allow us to be able to process it for evidence and also notify Sasau 911 and let us know that the location you are and where your vehicle is, and then we'll recover it for you. Because if not, and you get in your vehicle and try to take it home yourself, we may think that you were the person who stole the vehicle.
By securing vehicles and taking preventative measures, drivers can help protect themselves from becoming a victim of vehicle theft. For Tacoma Report, I'm Stacey Ellifrit.
For community members who have information about vehicle theft in their neighborhood, it's recommended they reach out to the Puget Sound Auto Theft Task Force tip line.
National Night Out is a nationwide party for local communities. August 1st is this year's event, and Tacoma neighborhoods are celebrating too. Get to know your community by joining the party in your area. Check out cityoftacoma.org/neighborhood councils to find out which of the 8 neighborhoods you live in. If there isn't anything in your area, get with your neighborhood and sponsor your own National Night Out in Tacoma. Contact Safe Streets to get your party going.
The primary election is August 1st.
Your ballot must be in a drop box or postmarked by 8 p.m. on August 1st. And do not forget to sign your envelope.
Election organizations and officials are teaming up to bring the candidates to you for the primary vote. The League of Women Voters of Tacoma-Pierce County, along with the City of Tacoma, bring you the Primary Candidates Forum. Tacoma primary races include 2 council positions in District 3 and at-large position 8. Only 3 or more candidates are in the primary election, with the 2 winners moving on to the general election on November 7th. Log on to Pierce County Elections for further information on this year's races.
Great news, your water meets all standards for safe drinking water. Tacoma Water customers were mailed a copy of the 2022 Water Quality Report in late June. Each year, Tacoma Water compiles water quality test results and highlights the efforts and programs it takes to ensure Tacoma has great tasting drinking water. It's Tacoma Water's highest priority to provide its customers with clean, reliable drinking water. Your water is sourced from a protected watershed and safely delivered to your tap. Maintaining water quality enhances quality of life, supports the region's economy, and protects natural resources. You can read the report online at mytpu.org/waterquality.
After the break, Tacoma's fire chief talks about the EMS Levy lid lift.
And later, we'll show you what it takes to win first place.
Tacoma residents and businesses pay taxes to the city for all services including fire suppression and life safety programs. Emergency medical services are funded separately by a voter-approved EMS levy. The City Council unanimously approved the EMS levy lid lift to appear on the August 1st, 2023 ballot. Today, we have Tacoma Fire Chief Tori Green here on the show to share more on this topic. Chief Green, thanks for coming today on our show.
Thanks for having me.
So how is the emergency medical services funded here in Tacoma?
Yeah, so the fire department receives all of its funding from basically the general fund. The majority of the funding comes from the general fund, but emergency medical services, which is about 80% of what the fire department does, has a specific revenue source that's called the EMS levy. And so that money goes directly into the fire department's budget and is specifically allocated for any expenses related to emergency medical services. And that really encompasses the majority of our work because, like I said, not only is it 80% of what we do, but every firefighter is either an EMT or a paramedic. Mm-hmm. So every firefighter is an EMS responder, and so that's where effectively where the funding comes from.
Okay, so can you provide us, in saying that, can you provide us a little background on EMS levy lid lift and what is that about?
Yeah, so the city of Tacoma voted back in 2002-ish, I think, to have a permanent EMS levy. So that means that we don't have to go back to the voters to continue to collect on the EMS levy, like many jurisdictions, which have to go back every about 6 years. But the levy, state law in about 2002, limited levy increases to 1% per year. So although the levy is permanent, it can only increase a maximum of 1% per year. Now, it's based on property tax values, and property tax values over the last 10 years have averaged about 4.5% increase every year. And so that gap continues to develop, and we haven't been back to the voters. The last time we came to the voters for a levy lid lift was in 2006. So it's been 17 years that we've been capped at that 1% growth rate, and so going back to the voter, the levy lid lift is basically us going back to the voters and asking them, can we go back to the original approved collection rate of 50 cents per thousand? We're currently at 28 cents per thousand.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what kind of resources then would this bring for you?
Yeah, so that's really important. So one of the things, I mean, fundamentally, the reason we're going back to the voters is because we have been continuing to provide an increasing level of service with the same resources, right? A very fixed amount of resources. And so what this will mean is that we will be able to actually add first response units to our deployment, which means that when people call 911, it's more likely that the fire engine that's closest to them will be able to respond to them, and they will already be on another call, which is currently the case most of the time. When you call 911, because we're so busy, it's very likely that the fire engine that's closest to you is already serving somebody else, and so you get someone from further away, and time matters in all of our responses.
Absolutely. So what is the difference then between a single year and a multi-year levy lid lift?
Yeah, so in the past for us, and in most levies for jurisdictions even around us, when they go out to ask, when we've gone out and asked the public to vote for the EMS levy, it means that for that year that it's approved, we go to 50 cents per thousand. So the amount that we collect is based on 50 cents per thousand of assessed property value. Mm-hmm. But then every year after that 1% cap limits it to begin creating that gap. So effectively, the rate at which we collect begins to immediately drop after that first year. The multi-year levy what we're asking the voters is that we maintain a 50 cent per thousand collection rate. As property values go up, then we would go up. So if property values go up 3% next year, then the levy collection rate would go up 3% next year. We are limiting that. So under no circumstances are we allowed to collect more than 50 cents per thousand, no matter how high property values are.
Okay.
And we've also added a limit maximum growth rate of 6%. So if property values were to increase 7% next year, we would only collect 6% maximum. Yeah. So
Awesome.
it's complicated, but
Yes.
basically what we're asking is that we don't immediately begin to decrease our collection rate after this year, that we are allowed for the next 6 years to kind of build up. This is really important because last time we asked was in 2006. We usually go back every 6 years, and that was when 6 years later was about when we had the housing crisis.
Yes.
And then we lost about 50 firefighters because of budgetary reasons. And when we finally regained that in about 2019, we had a pandemic.
Yes.
And so we are way behind in terms of where we should be in providing resources for the services we're being asked to provide. And so that 6-year multi-year revenue will allow us to begin to catch up.
Yes. Well, thank you, Chief, for taking time out of your busy schedule to come and share with our viewers more about the EMS Levy Lid Lift, and to be looking for that on the August 1st, 2023 ballot. And it's always a treat to have you on our show, Chief. Thank you.
Likewise. Thank you.
Up next, a mini streetscape for kids. You won't want to miss it.
The City's Safe Routes to School program, in partnership with Tacoma Public Schools, Tacoma Housing Authority, and many other school and community partners, is installing temporary traffic gardens at select school sites. A traffic garden is a mini streetscape for kids to practice traffic safety skills without cars. Installed using spray chalk, the temporary traffic gardens will last between 3 weeks to 3 months, depending on the weather. The next traffic garden pop-up event will take place at Edison Elementary on Saturday, July 29th from 10 a.m. to noon. Participants can enjoy free helmets while supplies last, minor tune-ups on a child's bike, and prizes. Visit the city site for a map of all the traffic gardens available this summer.
The City of Tacoma was recognized with an award for special achievement in the use of geographic information systems, known as the GIS Award. The city's Equity Index Story Map received this prestigious recognition for GIS mapping of the Tacoma community. The City of Tacoma has been converting this data into action in workforce, service delivery, and community engagement, focusing on communities that have historically been underserved and experience inequities. The city was selected along with 199 other organizations for the award out of thousands of other candidates.
Several Tacoma Water employees participated at the National American Water Works Association annual competition in Toronto last month. Carlos Camacho won the meter challenge competition and is the new national champion. He defeated the defending champion in the finals with a time of 41.78 seconds. The women's tapping team, consisting of Jessa Messer, Sarah DeGigio, and Sammy Pilak, secured second place in the tapping challenge with a time of 2 minutes and 26 seconds. Water pipe tapping is a team event where a coach supports 3 participants tapping into a live water main to create a service connection as fast as possible. The meter challenge is a race to assemble a Zenner water meter as fast and as accurately as possible. Congratulations to all the winners for a job well done.
Tidy Up Tacoma services are expanding, and the city wants to hear from you. Visit the city site to share how and where Tidy Up Tacoma work crews could increase scheduled cleanup and maintenance in the coming year. Those who take the survey, open July 17th through September 10th, will be entered for a chance to win a $100 Visa gift card. Tidy Up Tacoma provides cleanup services in our shared public spaces and supports cleaner, healthier neighborhoods for those who work, live, and play right here in the Puget Sound area. To learn more, visit cityoftacoma.org/tidyup.
Mosaic Festival 2023 is back at Wright Park. July 29th and 30th features a family-friendly weekend of dance, music, art, food, and fun. This 35-year tradition is sponsored by Metro Parks Tacoma. There's a kids zone, hands-on cultural activities, live performer stages, crafts, and vendors happening throughout the day from noon to 7. That's the Mosaic Arts and Cultural Festival at Wright Park. Check out the Metro Parks website for more information. That wraps up this edition of Tacoma Report.
A great way to find out about the services the City of Tacoma has to offer is by going to cityoftacoma.org.
We take you now on a walk along the eastbound Narrows Bridge, the 5th longest suspension bridge in the U.S. I'm Laura Proctor. Enjoy the view.
July 16th marked the sweet 16th birthday of this bridge. I can't believe it's been 16 years.
Wow.
I'm Angie Foster, and we hope you're enjoying your summer. We'll see you next time.